Yo, this is Long, and I'm coming at you from the back seat of my 2025 Cybertruck. And this is gonna be just like an informal review of owning the truck for the last 2 months with 1,800 miles on the car. And this review is going to be kind of all over the place because I don't really have any particular format. And I want to go through some of the nitpicky details of the Cybertruck and my overall impressions as a Cybertruck owner and driver in the Bay Area, California. And so the first things first is that I test drove the Cybertruck twice before taking delivery of the car, and the test drives really give a bad impression of the car, I think, because when you see the car or the truck during the test drives, they're very dirty and there's fingerprints all over them. They don't really look visually appealing when you do the test drives. However, the actual driving of the car while you're test driving itself is a very impressive experience, especially with the steer-by-wire. And so the defining point of owning a Cybertruck is definitely the driving dynamics and the steer-by-wire. I come from a Model Y, and the Cybertruck is really many levels ahead in terms of the luxurious feel of the drive. And I haven't driven the newest 2026 Model Y, so I don't really know how that compares to the current Cybertruck. I imagine it's quite better than my 2020 Model Y, but still, the steer-by-wire and how you steer the car with just one hand makes the feel of the Cybertruck way superior, in my opinion, to any other car. And so after my test drives, I took delivery in around March of 2025. And so I got the base model, which includes the core wheels and basically the $80,000 trim of the Cybertruck, including the gray interior, and it qualifies for the tax rebate. And so the base car itself, the all-wheel drive base car, is definitely impressive, a good value for the money for the $80,000 that you pay for it. And one of the main complaints that I've seen about the Cybertruck is the fingerprints. And the fingerprints are definitely an issue, but it can easily be overcome if you simply open the doors using the glass versus the stainless steel. So basically, when you open the doors, touch the glass instead of the stainless steel, and basically fingerprints will never be really an issue for you. The problem is obviously you have friends and families who are used to touching the actual door panels, so it's very difficult to get them to touch the glass consistently. The other thing with the Cybertruck is, although it gets pretty dirty easily with water droplets and fingerprints and bird poop and that kind of stuff, it's very easy to clean the Cybertruck if you have the right tools and the right technique. What I do is I use a microfiber flat mop that you can purchase on Amazon or wherever, and the flat mop is perfect for all the angles and all the flat surfaces on the Cybertruck. And you really don't even need any glass cleaner, but I do use sprayway glass cleaner, but it's really not necessary. You can just spray down the car a little bit on the front end and wipe the water away with the water squeegee, and then use the flat mop to clean the rest of the car using just water. And the flat mop that I bought also comes with a little scraper tool for scraping off bugs or bird poop or little residue from trees and whatnot, and that really helps with cleaning the Cybertruck as well. So the other nitpicky detail about the Cybertruck that I really didn't like initially and am still working around is that the area around the windshield, the super big windshield, there's no gutter really on the windshield that collects water and siphons the water away from the windshield. So anytime you have a dirty windshield that you want to spray using the windshield sprayer or something, the water from the windshield wiper just wicks off onto the side of the car and makes the rest of the stainless steel dirtier. And also there's no place for the water to go in the front of the windshield, so when you use the wiper, it just wipes the dust and the dirt down to the bottom of the windshield, where it creates kind of like a line that makes the car look less appealing as well. So basically I try to avoid using the windshield wiper, and I mostly just use the flat mop from time to time, maybe every 3 to 4 days, to clean the entire windshield with the flat mop. And really it only takes about 1 or 2 minutes to clean the entire windshield, so it's not really a big deal. In terms of maintenance, I mean, I spend less time actually cleaning the Cybertruck per week than I did cleaning my old Model Y, if I wanted to keep it clean anyway. But again, the maintenance on the Cybertruck in terms of cleaning is very minimal, and the build quality of my Cybertruck is pretty typical of the ones that you get nowadays in 2025. They've really improved the build quality. I really didn't have any particular issues with rattles or squeaks in the car. It's pretty much dead silent, except for maybe there was some buzzing, rattling in the seatbelt dispenser holder near the the side of the chair, and basically I just put some felt backed tape onto the seatbelt adjuster dispenser thing, and that got rid of some of the rattles. And the other rattles came from some of the cheap plasticky pieces underneath the steering column and also underneath the display. There's some cheap and kind of like wriggly plastic pieces under there that can possibly make some noises when you're driving over bumps and whatnot. So overall, it's not really anything that is a deal breaker in terms of rattles and squeaks. And the other issue that I have in terms of nitpicky details is the trunk, the bed of the Cybertruck. There's this storage compartment right near the edge of the end of the bed, and the thing is, I mean, that portion of the bed you really want to use a lot for just putting stuff that is easily accessible when you open the gate from the back. However, if you put a lot of stuff near the back of the bed, it's going to block the storage compartment door, and so you're kind of like stuck in this position where you don't really want to put stuff near the back of the bed because you want to access your storage compartment easily. So what I've done is I've pretty much just left the storage compartment open and kind of used the area in the back for maybe groceries or kind of stuff that I want to easily access by just leaving the storage compartment open. And the other issue is the slope of the back of the car or the bed makes it hard to access stuff in the bed from the side, so you can't really reach over from the side of the truck to access your bed because of the height of the slope. This is different in other cars like the Rivian, where you can kind of access the bed from the side of the car. And in terms of the driving experience of the Cybertruck, it really, once again, is a luxurious driving experience. It's really, every time I drive the Cybertruck, I am very satisfied. It gives me a very good feeling, a very good satisfaction, and it feels really like you're piloting a spaceship because of the view from the driver's seat, you get like a whole canopy view, especially if you move the visor, the sun visor to the side, and you get this whole view, kind of like a Model X, where you get the view, a very deep view from the top of the car to the low dash. And this is different than a lot of other EV trucks and cars that I've seen, such as the Rivian, where the dash on, for example, the new GM Equinox EV truck, or the Silverado truck, or even the Rivian, and these cars have really huge dashes that kind of cover up your view, where compared to the Cybertruck, which has kind of a lower dash that doesn't obstruct your view as much. So it gives you a more expansive view outside the front of the windshield, which is something that is very satisfying every time, and I notice it every time I drive the Cybertruck. So I'm sure there are very many little details that I'm missing in terms of my nitpicky details, but all of these kind of nitpicky things can be easily overcome, and the overall ownership experience of the Cybertruck is really satisfying. I mean, I really love the truck. It's really blown my expectations away. Initially, when I was on the fence about buying the Cybertruck, I was thinking about buying or waiting for the new redesign of the Model Y. And after I thought about it, and after making the decision, I really don't regret buying the Cybertruck at all. And it's really because of the maneuverability of the truck, from the steer-by-wire and the luxurious driving experience. I mean, once again, everything about driving the Cybertruck is so satisfying, and it really gives me joy to drive not only a very exciting piece of technology, but also something that looks kind of crazy and weird. I mean, me personally, I like that kind of thing. It's a very different kind of car than any other car out on the road. So it's definitely something that I keep in mind, or I'm feeling every time I drive the car. And so once again, hopefully you enjoyed this kind of informal review of the Cybertruck, and see you next time.